Hello everyone. Today we are going to cover the topic of SME. SME stands for small and medium enterprises. Okay. If we say SME, it means only we are taking a small and medium enterprises. But if we take the term MSME, that means we are also including the micro enterprises. Okay. So these SMEs, or you say MSMEs, these are very vital part of our Indian economy. This is also called as the backbone of Indian economy. The reason being is its contribution in the GDP, its contribution in the total employment in the economy, its contribution in the total exports in the Indian economy which are happening. So it includes the sectors like manufacturing sector, service sector, your traditional industries, all these form a part of your whether it is food processing, it is khadi village, all these form part of your SME sector. Okay, and it is growing at an exceptionally fast rate. It is growing every year exponentially. So the government is also focusing a lot on it just because of the growth, and the contribution made by the SME in Indian economy is huge. So when we see, let's understand, what do you mean by how do we define that it is a small enterprise or it is a medium enterprise, right? So that is done on the basis of the investment made in the plant and machinery. If any enterprise is investing in plant and machinery more than 10 crore, sorry, it's up to 10 crores. By mistake it's written. It's if the investment is up to 10 crores and the annual sales turnover does not exceed 50 crores rupees, it will fall in the category of small enterprises. If we talk about the medium enterprise, if the investment in plant and machinery is up to 50 crores and the annual sales turnover doesn't exceed 250 crore rupees, okay, then it would be a medium enterprise. Now talking about the micro enterprise, any enterprise which has investment in plant and machinery up to rupees 1 crore and the annual sales turnover is not exceeding 5 crores, that would be falling under the head of micro enterprise. These have been reworked or reframed, these criteria, in 2020, July 2020. Earlier, the limitation was, this limit was very less. It was for the small industries, it was 10 lakh to 2 crores. That was in service industry. In this, it was 1 crore to 5 and then 5 to 10 for medium enterprises in manufacturing. And for service industry, for small enterprises, it was till 10 lakh rupees but does not exceed 2 crore rupees. For medium, if the category is between 2 crore and 5 crore. But now this differentiation between the small and manufacturing, it has also been removed. So now for whether it is service sector or whether it is manufacturing sector, it stands the same. Now the new criteria is this to define a enterprise. If small enterprise is there, then it has to be the limit should be within 10 crores and annual sales turnover cap should be 50 crore rupees. And same goes for the service industry. Okay. So recently in July 2020, these have been reframed and these have been new criteria have been set up. So this service and manufacturing industry, there is no difference between the two now. Now talking about the characteristics of SMEs, low cost of greater flexibility production. See, these are basically the small industries, right? So these belong to the ground level or the traditional industries. They operate on a very low cost. So which provides more flexibility in case of production. If you want to make the changes in production or something needs to be introduced. So that kind of flexibility is available in case of SMEs. Then high capacity to innovate exports. Yeah, because it contributes a lot to the exports. And then high employment generation. It gives the employment to the local people. Reduction of regional imbalances. These small industries are generally set up in rural industries, in rural region. So in rural region, it helps us in, maintaining a overall balance, overall growth so that there is no loop-sided growth. It helps us in bringing a regional balance. Then what are the major sectors of SMEs? It includes your textile, paper, service industries, automotive components, food and beverages, IT, tobacco, wood furniture, pharmaceuticals, electronics, agriculture. All these can be done under your SME bracket. Then role, why it is considered important, or what are the importance of SMEs in India? Because it creates employment, it generates employment in the economy. Then production is very high. High in the sense, at least, it is contributing much, or almost 40% of total production. Export contribution is also around 40%. Then it is utilizing the resources optimally. And generally what happens, these SMEs industries, they are utilizing the local resources or the indigenous resources which are available, and they try to make the optimum use of those resources. Then it helps in increasing the GDP of the country. Now there are some facts and figures. Have a look. The number of registered SMEs in financial year 20 has increased by 18.49%. That means earlier the total number was 21.21 lakh, which has increased to 25.13, which has increased to 25.13 lakh units. Those are the only SMEs we are talking about. And if you see the overall percentage, pie chart kind of thing, you will get to know that 99% out of this total as MSME units which we are talking about, out of this 99.4% are belonging to the micro category, only 0.52% are belonging to small, and 0.007% are belonging to the medium enterprises, which is a very small fraction. So majority of the chunk are from the micro enterprises, right? Then employment generation, as we talked about, it employs almost 120 million Indians. That comprises of near about 40%, which is next to the agriculture sector. Agriculture sector has the maximum number of employment. After that, it is the SMEs which are creating the maximum, which is generating the maximum employment. And it produces more than 6,000, or in fact now recently it has been updated as it produces more than 8,000 products in total. Okay. Then SME output, it gives 45% of the total Indian manufacturing output. Whatever the total manufacturing output is coming in the Indian economy, 45% out of that is contributed by the SMEs. And then it contributes to the 40% of total exports. Bank lending, if we are talking about, it is taking the use of, it is using 16% of total bank lendings. And on an average, it has growth rate is 10%, which has been maintained by the SMEs. Now, what are the problems which are faced by the SMEs? First is financial planning. There is no financial planning existing. If we talk about SMEs, these are poor planned industries. And that's why most of them are either turning sick or are in bad condition. Then low production capacity. They have the, they are not utilizing their on their optimum scale. They have the production capacity of suppose producing 100 units per day, but they are still using that capacity to only 10% or 20%. Instead of producing 100 units per day, they are producing only the 10 units or 20 units, for instance. Okay, so the production capability is there, but it is not making the optimum use of that production capacity. Then limited knowledge and lack of skilled labor. See, generally what happens, these are settled in rural belt, in rural region, and it is employing the unskilled rural people or the local labor which is available. So that's why the knowledge and skills are missing out there. Ineffective marketing, even if the production is good, everything is good, but they don't know how to market the products. First of all, the problem is accessibility to the market. It is generally at a offside. Then infrastructure problem is there, transportation, banking, communication, that problem is always existing. And not adaptability of that means whatever the new technology is coming, new innovative technologies are coming, they are not ready to adapt it. So these are making them obsolete. They are going out of the business just because the outdatedness. Then what can be the suggestions for improving this sector? First is technology. Of course, technology has to be there. And for this, in this budget also, Digital Saksham Initiative, one scheme has been launched to enable 3 lakh plus MSMEs across India, so that, to increase the digital know-how and digital acceptance. So government is trying very hard to provide such schemes so that it can help them in promoting. Other than that, there was a scheme for promotion of innovation and rural industry and entrepreneurship, जिसमें 80 livelihood business incubator centers बनाए गए थे and 24 technology business incubators, so that it could support the 75,000 entrepreneurs. After that, there has to be a conduct of surveys. That means survey should be conducted every annually or biannually, so that you get to know the actual position of the SMEs, how it is running and where it is lacking. Awareness creation programs or campaigns should be launched. Involvement of stakeholders, those stakeholders, whoever is somehow involved in that organization, be it direct stakeholder or indirect, those should be their, their suggestions, their advices, they should have a say in the organization, so that good that can be taken up, good decision can be taken up. Venture capital, wherever the financial crunch is there or the industry is lacking the financial problem, we can always go for the venture capital. Venture capitalists should be invited. They will not only bring the finance, they can also sometimes help you with the some innovative or some technological help. Then interaction with research and development sector. This is to keep your machinery, your organization updated. If you are always interacting with the research and development sector, you will get to know what are the new developments happening, which should be adopted in your sector as well, right? Then see, this is the contribution and performance. Almost 50 million MSMEs right now. These are producing more than 8,000 products. Then it is contributing to 45% industrial production, 40% of exports, and there is a employment of 120 million people in it. Then there are some leading banks and providing loans to the MSMEs. These are SIDBI, IDBI, many, even ADB, Asian Development Bank on the international level is also doing. Government also on its angle, on its behalf, taking many, many kind of initiatives to promote and to save the SMEs. Even in recent union budget, which came on 1st Feb 2021, in that our government has doubled the allocation to MSMEs. That is around 15,700 crores for the next financial year have been allotted for the MSMEs growth. So now what is there? And there were many schemes launched, like emergency credit line guarantee scheme. That scheme is to support the resource starved sector. The reason being, see what happened during the pandemic, our service sector is mostly the contributing sector. Even in the MSMEs, mostly the service sector was coming. But due to the pandemic, that service sector got shrunk by 24.3%. That means from where the whatever we were getting, out of that, it was reduced to 24.3%. Reduction was seen from the service sector. And out of this 24%, almost 83 or 84%, that contraction was seen only in 4 sectors. That was construction, trade, hotels, transport, and tourism. Obviously, because everything was on hold, nothing was happening. So that's why the scheme of emergency credit loan guarantee scheme, this scheme has been launched to give a kind of support to these sectors. So it has a cap on interest rates. So what would help? It can help in meeting some of the needs of these stressed sectors, which have been stressed due to COVID and due to this pandemic. without any immediate strain on the fiscal position, right? There'll be not much burden on the from financial aspect on the government. And under this scheme, the main focus during this budget, majority of the allocation is done for emergency credit loan guarantee scheme. Then there are another schemes which government keeps on passing, in last 2 years back, that Stand Up Indian scheme was launched, in which 300, now from last 2 years, 300 new entrepreneurs have emerged. Then there is Safurti, a scheme of fund for upgradation and regeneration of traditional industries. This scheme was launched to facilitate cluster-based development to make the traditional industries more productive, more profitable, and capable of generating, good employment and sustained growth. So this scheme, Safurti, focused basically on the sectors like bamboo, honey, khadi, and which could come out as clusters. So it was hoping, or it was aimed to set up 100 new clusters to enable at least 50,000 to 1 lakh artisans who will come together, and they will join they will also become a part of this chain of economic value. So these kind of schemes are coming up. And now what is happening? India is aiming to become at least $5 trillion economy by 2024. And it is planning, recently it was stated that, it is planning to generate at least 5 crore of additional jobs in this sector by 2024. So such robust policy frameworks are coming, so that, a push can be given, because it has given, this pandemic has made it, has increased the problems. Already MSME sector has been contributing a lot, but it has already been facing lots of problems. But now that's why these schemes have been launched. Then another, what was given, and government has also proposed to allocate 300 crores additionally towards the establishment of new technology centers for the MSME units, so that they are aware of the new technology which is coming, and they are not depending on the outdated machineries and outdated technology. Then in the last budget, some custom duties were increased, but now there was a demand from the sector that the custom duties on the steel and iron and non-iron scrap, which forms a part of these MSMEs as a raw material, right? So if custom duties are increased, it increases the raw material prices for these industries. So they were demanding that these custom duties should be reduced, so that if this scrap, whether it is ferrous scrap or non-ferrous scrap or steel scrap, whichever they are using as a raw material, if those custom duties are reduced, the prices of these raw materials will come down, which will help in maintaining the low cost product, right? So these are some of the things which have been taken care. Then during lockdown, the supply chain was majorly, it was a bad hit to the supply chain, warehousing, export. In some way, MSMEs were kind of disruptive. So what happened then, when that lockdown was taken, the major, it increased the problem of 75 districts, and those districts were mostly belonging to the Himachal Pradesh, JNK, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Delhi, Gujarat, UP, Telangana. All mostly whole country was there, but mostly MSMEs were located in these states. So this is how it has been happening. So now what can be done if we try to take out a crux of the SMEs? We can see, we should increase the utilization of the installed capacity. First of all, we know that it has the capacity of producing 100 units, but we are producing right now only 20 units per day or per RU, whatever. It is just an example. So that should be increased. Then we should increase the information orientation and facilities. Specialized training should be given to the administratives and local and national world market, research, development, innovation, everything, so that it will help you in improving the management and the accounting. Secondly, quality of the output should also be increased. See, sometimes what happens, whatever is getting produced in some small industries or MSMEs, that output is found as substandard. If it is substandard, then what happens? Then marketing becomes little difficult, right? It is not easily acceptable in the market, and it loses its market. That's why there is a need that the quality of the output should also be kept in mind, and it should not be substandard. Then awareness needs to be created. Of course, as we talked about, there should be some promotion campaigns and all. Subsidies, yeah, for these subsidies and for these, that's why these schemes have come. It has been seen then that out of these so-called 50 million small medium enterprises in India, only 15% get access to the formal credit. That means out of total 50 million units, only 15% are able to get the finance or credit from the banks through the formal system. Why so? The first reason is the trust deficit. That means that trust is missing between the borrower and the institution which is lending the loans to them. The reason being, they don't have any kind of security, or they don't have any kind of collateral to give. And if that collateral is not there, then institutions, banks become little hesitant. They hesitate in providing the loan to such organizations. So now many those have been taken, many many actions have been taken, many steps have been taken by the government, so that these more and more credit and financial help can be provided to these MSMEs, and they can, if they have the kind of access to the credit, then of course it will at least remove the biggest hindrance, that is the financial crunch, which is the biggest problem or biggest challenge for the MSMEs. That would be removed. So they are trying to make it available to all, and there are schemes like even for the small shopkeepers, the scheme like Pradhan Mantri Karam Yogi Mandhan or Jandhan something, Mandhan, in which if a shopkeeper annual turnover is less than 1.5 crore, then that person can avail these benefits of these schemes. So these schemes have been given so that instead of giving direct subsidies, these are kind of another platform which is government is trying to give to SMEs, because our economy depends a lot on the SME. It is totally dependent on SME, and it gives a very huge contribution in our Indian economy, be it from export side, employment side, or industry production, or the number of products. You see it from any side, but it is a huge contributor to the Indian economy. So that's all from my side. If you have questions, you can ask.